Social Security, disability, income, and earnings limits for 2021. That's the focus of this video. So let's get right into it. But hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for checking me out and allowing me to bring you this information. Please be sure you're subscribed by hitting that button down below. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's nice to see you once again. I hope this dedicated video helps you out with all the questions I've been seeing down in the comments section over the last few weeks down below. So here's your dedicated video. Let's get right into it. So like I just said, I want to say this one more time in case you didn't catch it, but this is a dedicated and focused video for the earnings and income limits for Social Security disability only benefits. This is not going to be Social Security retirement. The reason for that, Social Security retirement is a whole different animal. There's all different provisions, different rules, different numbers that apply to Social Security retirement. So I'll make a dedicated video talking about that as well at some point. However, if you're a Social Security retirement beneficiary, I'd highly recommend hang around. As we all know, Social Security is a big topic. It can get very confusing, but if you can listen in on any of this information and familiarize yourself with Social Security and some of the different terminology, acronyms, and rules that they talk about, it just helps you better understand the program as a whole. So this video, hang around. You'll probably learn something from this for sure. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to make that very clear so that you don't think that this is about retirement benefits. This is strictly disability benefits. So the IRS actually breaks this down into a couple different categories depending on the disability a person has or why they are receiving Social Security disability. It determines which category that person falls into. Now, the rules and the income limits are actually dramatically different depending on which group you fall into. So the two groups are blind and non-blind. I'll talk about that here in just a second further, but just to let you know, that's what they break it down into. I'm guessing if you're blind, you probably know, and if you fall into the non-blind category, you probably know as well. So I just want to make that clear. The Social Security Administration determines someone who can receive Social Security disability benefits is someone who is unable to engage in substantial gainful activity. Now, that's what they determine, and that's the term, the abbreviation that they use throughout this example that I'm going to use. Substantial gainful activity, otherwise represented as SGA. So I'm just going to refer to it from now on as SGA. But like I said, substantial gainful activity. So that's going to be important here in just a second. All right, let's talk about some numbers. Everybody wants to know, what are the numbers? Give us the numbers. The numbers are key. So blind individuals, the SGA for 2021 is $2,190. I'll get into that here more in just a second. Let's talk about non-blind. If you are a non-blind individual, in other words, you can see, you're not blind, your SGA for 2021 is $1,310. Now, what do these numbers mean? All right, let's break it down. The SGA is what they determine, they being Social Security, they determine a person falling into either of these categories. Let's just use a blind person, for example. Actually, yeah, let's use a blind person, for example. A blind person can, on a monthly basis, go out and earn up to, but not to exceed, $2,190 per month in 2021, and they would still be fine with their Social Security disability benefits. They would not be garnished. They would not be penalized for earning up to that dollar amount. However, if they exceed $2,190 as a blind individual receiving Social Security disability benefits, then you could potentially start to see some of your benefits being garnished and or your benefits completely eliminated in some cases. Again, I don't want to scare anybody, just letting you know what could potentially happen. So that's what they determine as SGA. You can earn up to that amount, but if you exceed it, that's when things could change. Now, if you're a non-blind individual, you can earn up to that $1,310 per month through 2021. So every month, month over month, you can earn $1,310 and there would be no effect, there would be no penalization to your Social Security disability benefits. However, if you earn over that amount, if you earn over the $1,310 as a non-blind individual, you could start to see potential garnishment in your Social Security disability benefits and or complete elimination of your benefits if you were to exceed that. Now, I know I have to say this because I know I'm going to get attacked if I don't say this. Yes, I understand there is the work period. There's all that other business that you'd possibly fall into a work period if you exceed your benefit, if you exceed that SGA amount. I get it. I know all of that. Once again, that's a totally another topic. I can make a dedicated video about that. That's a massive topic as well. I just wanted to give you the straight numbers here. And then we can talk about the whole work period and all this other business in a different video. But, that's a whole nother topic. So like I said, all right, so I hope that makes it very clear. I feel like I explained that pretty well. I mean, if I didn't, please leave a comment down below and say, hey, dude, you did a really bad job explaining that. Do it again, like redo your video. Or maybe I did a good job and maybe you can just say, hey, you did a great job. Thanks for explaining so thoroughly. So here's another thing that's very important to think about and to recognize. SGA, substantial gainful activity, that number for blind individuals, SGA for blind, will not apply to SSI, However, for those individuals who are non-blind, your SGA, that $1,310 that you can earn up to that amount as a non-blind person, it will apply to your SSI and Social Security. So that's something to think about. If you're a non-blind, if you're any of the people, but realistically, it's more detrimental for a non-blind individual because, let's just say it, you have more at stake. If you were to earn over that amount, potentially they could come back and say, hey, you earned more than that. We're going to garnish your Social Security disability. And hey, remember that SSI you once got? Yeah, not no more. But again, we don't know your exact situation. You'd need to talk to somebody about that. But that's just something to think about. Versus with blind individuals, if you earn over that $2,190, it would not apply to your SSI if you're receiving SSI in addition to your disability benefits. So that's, you want to keep that in mind. You want to keep all of this in mind. But either way, I would highly recommend, if you're going to, let's say you're receiving Social Security disability benefits right now. If you're not working and you decide to start working, the best thing to do is be transparent. Reach out to the Social Security Administration and just be transparent. At the end of the day, it's not a fun conversation, but you know what? You're going to be far better off if you have the conversation versus coming back a year later saying, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that I worked, and they might be mad at you. They might send you one of those letters. The letters? Yeah, you might get one of those. So either way, the best thing is transparency and honesty is always best. But here's what I would recommend. Again, this is just my personal preference. If you're working, earn up to that amount. Get right up to the amount. If you're non-blind, earn the $1,310 or $1,309. Undercut it by $1. You're totally fine then. Nothing to worry about. If you're blind, earn everything, $2,190, or undercut it by $1, $2,189. Earn all of that. You're fine. No problem at all. But I guess the thing you'd need to consider too is if you're going to start working, are you going to potentially sacrifice your benefits for earned income? Now, I guess the ultimate goal would be to just tell Social Security to take a hike and you can take care of yourself. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion anyway. I guess if for me, if I had the opportunity to make a whole bunch of money and I didn't need to get Social Security benefits, I'd say, yeah, let's do it. But if it meant that I'm going to work and I'm going to earn $1,500 a month and then lose my benefits, that wouldn't make any sense to me. But I want to be a huge advocate and say, if you have the opportunity to work and make a pile of dough, let's just say it how it is. If you have the opportunity to work and make a pile of dough, whether it's in a job, maybe you're self-employed, whatever it is, I don't really care. I'm just very happy and proud of you no matter what you're doing. If you have the opportunity and you can tell Social Security to take a hike and you never need to rely on their benefits again, I would highly encourage that. You would have the freedom to no longer be within the grips of Social Security for them telling you what to do and basically forcing you to live in poverty. That's kind of what these programs do. It's unfortunate, and they're here as a lifeline for many, many people, which is great. But at the same time, if you can earn a ton of money, go for it. That's very liberating. So anyway, I know I got off track there, but you know what? Honestly, I covered everything in the first 4 minutes of this video, and then I just kind of rambled on. So if you shut the video off after 4 minutes, I guess, that's my loss, not yours, because I basically gave you all the information you needed in the first couple minutes. But anyway, I hope this video helps you out. The income limits for Social Security disability. Hope that helps. Leave a comment down below if you think I did a horrible job explaining this. Otherwise, if you think I did a great job, feel free to just hit the like button. That's good enough for me. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day.